everybody. We're here today to talk about Dream Big and how things are going to work when we initially start this in the week of October the 10th. Okay? And what's going to happen is everybody's going to have their three largest legs direct to them in their Dream Big team. And what's going to happen is, and we're going to look at it here in a few minutes, we're going to have your smallest leg of the three, okay, is going to be to the left. Okay? Then your second largest leg is going to be in the center. Your largest leg is going to be to the right as you look at the Dream Big team. Okay? And so that's how we're going to start it. And then people who have more than three legs, those legs are going to be kind of mixed into the hierarchies as we continue going down looking for open positions. Now, an open position happens when someone has not personally sponsored 3 reps. Okay? And how we look at this and determine the largest legs is by the number of qualified reps. Now, a qualified rep is someone who has 50 personal BV. And remember, personal BV is anything sold to a non-YTB rep or anything you personally purchase. That's what constitutes BV. And as long as a person has 50 personal BV, they're a qualified rep. So let's begin. We're going to kind of look at this and see exactly what happens. As you can see, this particular person that we're starting with has a group of 151 qualified reps. Now, there are other reps in their organization. We're not counting them. We're just looking at the 151 qualified reps. And as you can see, we talked about the largest leg right here is 57. And that 57 is everybody in their team that's their direct legs and everybody that's down from them. Then you have a group of 50, which is the second largest leg. The third largest leg is over here at 22. So that's how we initially load up the Dream Big team. Okay? You can see here that the person who has the 57 has a leg of 22, 17, and 10. They have an extra leg of 8. The person with 50 has a leg of 14, 13, 12, 11 is that extra leg. And if we come over here to even though it's the smallest leg, in number of qualified reps, it's the largest number of personally sponsored people. There's a 7, a 5, another 5, a 4, and a 1. And so that's how we are going to initially load up the program. And what I want to do now is kind of show exactly what's going to happen as we start working through this. We're going to start always on the left, looking for the first open position that we can look then upline and say, is there another leg that can be placed under that person? So we're always going to start with the lowest number of qualified reps in every row. This is a row, the 5, 5, 7, this row with 12, 13, 14, 10, 17, 20. That's a row. We're always going to start with the smallest leg and then the smallest leg of the smallest leg. Let's look what happens. So we got an open position right here. And you look at it, it says, okay, where are we going to go? We're going to look and see. Where's the largest leg up line? As you can see, that 10 was the largest leg. So that 10 slides right down here under the 5. Okay? We're going to look later what that makes is a total difference in the organization. The next open position right here, it says, okay, let's look and see. Well, we're going to look up here again, and 9 is the largest leg that's left. That's going to go again under 5. Now we're going to come over here under the next 5. There's an open position here. And it's going to look and say, okay, what's the largest leg that's left? And you're going to see it's going to pick out number 4. Why? Because 4 is the largest leg that's open. Now understand, folks, there are people above 151. We're just looking right now at 151 and going down. Okay? We're going to come over here and say there's another open position under 7. And now it's going to look up here and say there's an extra one. And it's the 3. So now that's completely filled in. And you might look at this and say, well, how come the 11 or the 8 didn't come over here? Because that's not upline from this organization. See, you got to follow it up, in this case, to 7, then to 22, and then to the 151 and say, are there any extra legs? It doesn't come sideline to find those. That way, everybody in your organization is always going to be in your downline. Let's come over here to the number 50. We look at that. The first open position is under red 12. And red 12 is going to reach up here and grab that 11. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, we're finished, okay? Why are we finished? Because as we come over here, there was nobody extra upline to go into this open position. And over here, even though there is a person upline that could have gone, number 8, well, there's no place to put him because all the positions are filled downline, all right? So let's look at a little bit of a before and after. So we're going to focus on the third largest leg and look at the difference. So here it is before, and now we're coming over here and we're looking at it, how is it after, okay? And in the after position, you can see that this is now a 10 and a 9 where before there was nobody. There's a 4 where there was nobody there. There's a 3 where there was nobody. So these open positions, the ones that had no reps in them, have been filled. Look at the difference that this makes when we look at how does that smallest leg, which used to be 22, what now happens? Well, you can see that the smallest of that legs was 5, and now that's grown to 24. You can see over here in this 5 that grew to a total of 9. And here, the third, now this was the largest leg that they had, but there was still positions that came from above them, and that grew to 10, which means that the smallest leg, which used to be 22, has grown and now is 44. Look what the difference total before and after makes. The 57 stayed there. The 50 stayed the same number, but the 22 grew to 44. I want you to understand that what's going to happen as we put this into the Dream Big team is people are going to end up with hundreds sometimes, dozens, many times, and occasionally thousands of qualified reps are going to be in their downline from the efforts of the upline. And folks, I want you to understand something. You might have only been here for a few weeks, but some of you are going to benefit from the efforts of people who have been here for 8 years. Because the extra legs that they have are going to end up in the first open positions. And that's going to make a huge, huge difference for your Dream Big team. Which means some of you, when you wake up, it's going to be in the morning in that week of October the 3rd. Some of you are going to go into your rep back office and you're going to say, okay, I'm looking now and I'm seeing my Dream Big team, and look at this. I now have 3 legs. Those 3 legs, I have maybe 75 qualified reps, or maybe I have 120, or maybe, and some people are going to look back there who had nobody in their team, but their Dream Big team has got them close to that first level of prizes. Folks, that's what's going to happen the week of October 3rd. And all you have to do to make sure that all of the people that you have in your downline stay in your downline in Dream Big is you got to make sure you're a qualified rep before, and we're going to let you know the date, but the week of October the 10th, here's what's going to happen. Every person who is not a qualified rep, everybody that's below them in Dream Big is going to pass them up. Instead of being at the top of that organization, they're going to be at the bottom of the organization. See, we're going to fill this from the top down with our qualified reps. So if you're a qualified rep, understand you don't have to do anything else because you're already locked in your position. If you're not a qualified rep, if you're hearing this and saying, I'm not sure how this, but if you're not a qualified rep, then what you have to make sure is that date that we'll be announcing, the week of October 3rd, we're going to tell you when you have, if you do not become a qualified rep, by the end of that time period, then every single qualified rep in your Dream Big team is going to pass you up. And folks, that means that there's some people who are going to look in that back office and say, boy, here's where I'm at now, but understand, if there are people above you in Dream Big who aren't qualified reps, that means there's a possibility you can move up even higher, which means you're keeping everybody that you have and possibly even picking up some other legs. So that's what's happening in Dream Big. And here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like it today to go to YTB Dream Big, and I would like you to .com. So YTBDreamBig.com. I'd like you to go and look at the prizes and start thinking about what you're going to pick out in each of those categories. Because what's going to happen the week of October 3rd is you're going to see the efforts of everybody who is in your upline. There's the possibility that those efforts are going to be building for you in Dream Big. We're excited about this program. It's going to be the greatest prospecting tool you've ever seen. More to come later on that, but thanks for tuning in to find out more about how you can qualify to keep your position to lock in everything in your downline in Dream Big.